Hello team, welcome to this free YouTube series on the Agentic AI engineering. In this series, you will learn about the multiple topics on the Agentic AI. And those topics are the part of a complete Agentic AI course which is available on the Udemy. So if you really like this video, you really like the way how we are explaining the Agentic AI, then definitely you can go with the complete Agentic AI engineering course. And there you will learn about the complete agentic AI development from the scratch. You will learn how to build a real world autonomous AI agent, and it will be a complete step by step roadmap. The discounted link is already available in the video description. You can click it and you can enroll if you really like the way how we are explaining and you really like this content. Now let's move with this topic. And today we will discuss about the LLM workflow design patterns, that what could be the design patterns in which LLM workflow work. So before starting with the design patterns, we need to understand why we need the workflows or why we need the design patterns. So LLM as an independent entity is a very powerful tool. Large language models are the very powerful tool, but they are unstructured, right? There are the n number of LLMs available, right? But if you're not using them in integration, there is no use of it. So to turning them into reliable system, you require a repeatable architecture. LLMs are repeatedly working on a particular data set and it will work on that data set until unless you will get your desired result. And that architecture, that repeatable architecture is require a design pattern. So design patterns provides the reusable template to solve a common AI problems. What could be those common AI problems? Like context management, task decomposition, tool integration, and decision making. Now, what are the foundational concepts of the design pattern? The foundational concept are there are two things. One is called the prompting. Prompting means you are giving instructions in the natural language. So in your day-to-day life as well, many times you have given the voice commands. You have given the voice commands to your devices, your phone, your car, your TV, your ACs. These are the instructions in the natural language. Natural language means the language which you and me can speak and we can understand. We human can speak and understand. That is called the prompting. You are giving instructions in the natural language. Next is the programming. Programming is using the structure code and the workflows, you are guiding the execution, how to process that natural language and get the desired output. And these are the two components on which AI is working. AI is the combinations of the NLP, natural language processing, with the programming. And on the similar fashion, LLM workflows basically often use or combine both of them. So there are a couple of design patterns in the LLM, and we will discuss about those design patterns. In the foundation lectures, we will discuss about the top 5 design patterns. Very first is the prompt chaining. What is the prompt chaining? Prompt chaining is a design pattern where the multiple prompts, there are the multiple prompts, those prompts execute sequentially and the output of the one prompt become the input of the next prompt. So this is like you are executing a workflow, right? There are the multi-step process. Output of the step A is the input of the step B. Output of the step B is the input of the step C. Output of the step C is the input of the step D. So that is a chain process. But here in the prompt chaining, that is a prompt which is executing in a sequence. What are the use cases of the prompt chaining? The use cases are very simple. A task which is too complex for a single prompt, right? Then you can use the prompt chaining. If the intermediate results are useful to guide the final output, let's suppose you are doing a prediction, right? Whenever you are doing a prediction, then the final output will be highly dependent on the intermediate results. Here you can use the prompt chaining. If you need some reasoning, formatting, multi-step logic, then you can use the prompt chaining. And the workflow of the prompt chaining will look like this. From one point, you are sending a input to your model. Here is the first LLM. This LLM will basically perform a task. Then there is a gate. That gate is something like a output validator. If you are not getting a expected result, you can stop or retry. Correct? If you are getting expected result, then you can send your output of this LLM1 to the input to the LLM2. Again, over here you can have the gate, right, which may validate the output. But if you don't want to validate the output, you can simply send your output of the LLM2 to the input of the LLM3. And here it may be the final processing, and then you will get the output of your task. Over here, we are just explaining the concept. I'm not saying that there will be only 3 LLM. There may be the 30 LLM or there may be the 2 LLM. It all depends on the kind of architecture you are doing, kind of processing you are doing. Next design pattern is the routing pattern. Routing pattern is a bit different. In the routing pattern, you will use a central decision making component which is being called the router. In the routing pattern, you will make a central decision making component which is called the router, and this router will determine the appropriate sub process or appropriate model or appropriate agent to handle a particular input. It means there is an input, then there is a router. You are submitting your request to the router, and router will make the decision that on which particular LLM I need to send this request. There are the multiple options available for the router. What could be the possible use case? Possible use case will be the multi-domain assistance. Let's suppose you have an application, correct? And for the end user, you have provided an chat bot, correct? User can submit their queries to the chatbot. Whenever user is submitting the query to the chatbot, how you will decide that that query needs to send to the HR, that query needs sent to the support team, that query needs sent to the finance, that query needs sent to the customer care, or which department will handle that query. So you need some kind of decision making system. That decision making system is being called the router, and it will further route your request. So this is called the multi-domain assistant, right? Here you need the routing pattern. Specialized task handling, such like writing something, summarizing something, coding, this needs the routing pattern. Intent classification or the skill switching, this need the routing pattern. Dynamic function dispatch, like the LangChain, OpenAI function calling, correct? That could be the routing. And this is the workflow that how routing pattern work. So over here on the top, you have the user input. User input will directly receive by the router. Router is the another LLM which receives the user input. Now, router is connected with the multiple LLMs. This is the LLM-A, this is LLM-2, LLM-3. There will be the n number of LLMs. Router is connected with the n number of LLM, and basis of the problem statement, router will route your problem. If somebody will ask you to translate something, then this is the router or this is the LLM for the translation, then router will send your request to this. It will translate and then give the output. If you are getting a request to code generate, then router will see that this is a code generation request. So I will send the request to the LLM which is required for the code generation. So router will send the request over here. LLM will process the request and final output. So this is the another design pattern. Similarly, there are few more design patterns, and we will learn about those design patterns in the upcoming lecture. I hope this lecture or this video helped you to understand this topic. If you really don't want to miss the next lessons, then please subscribe. And if you really want to learn the complete Agentic AI, the 22 to 25 long Agentic AI course, where you will learn about the multiple frameworks in the Agentic AI, you will learn how you can build the real world AI agent or real world autonomous agent. The complete Udemy course link is right below in the description of this video. You can go to the link, you can enroll the course and enjoy the seamless learning on the Agentic AI engineering. Build your own agent and be a productive engineer. Thank you. See you next time.